ho, ho, ho. It's me, Santa Claus. It's the day after Christmas, and I'm going to host a podcast. Oh, ho, ho, ho. No, just kidding, folks. It's me, Nathan, and with my good friend, Matthew. You could say hello, Matthew.
Hello.
We're here with absurd arguments, and it's the day after Christmas, and we are dropping this episode right before the new year, and on Boxing Day of all prestigious holidays.
Indeed. You know, Boxing Day always holds a special place in my heart.
Right.
Because I like to think of it as National Whiners Day. Because today is the day that everyone will go to Walmart, JCPenney, Kohl's, and just go, "This was too small. My son hated this. Why can't I get customer service here?" And I'm just relaxing in my. It's like, you know how capitalism has created Black Friday to be like the greatest shopping day in history.
Yeah.
Well, this is socialism's answer to that, to where everybody wants, everybody wants fairness, everybody wants to be heard, and nobody wants to do anything about it. And I think it's beautiful that we have all of these things. But we're not here to talk about whiners. We're not here to talk about people complaining.
Well, I wanted to, I have a story to tie into that a little bit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe we are here to talk about these things.
I know. I have an uncle who lives in Michigan, and he used to be married before he got divorced. And
Don't say the dumbest thing ever while I'm taking a drink of my zero sugar Gatorade. Oh my gosh. Oh,
sorry.
Yes, of course, Nathan, he's going to be married before he got divorced. Oh my goodness.
I wanted to clarify in case you thought he was a widower or something,
You could have just said he was divorced and not added, after he got married. Like, yes, that's... Anyways, go ahead.
Okay, so anyway, my ex-aunt, she was kind of a piece of work, and my dad, many years ago, lived with them for a little bit. And for Christmas time, apparently what she would do is, no matter what it was, whatever gift she got, the day after Christmas, she would go and return it and buy whatever she wanted. It didn't matter whatever she had, And so one year, my dad didn't really like how she did this. So he bought her this, like, all of these different jellies from a shop in, like, Helen, Georgia. Mm-hmm. And, he's up in Michigan and gives this to her. And she's all like, "Oh, where'd you get this?" He's like, "Down in Georgia." And just the disappointment in her face that she couldn't go and return it was just hilarious to my dad. So
that's so awful.
Yeah. She was also the kind of person to, like, eat peas literally one pea at a time.
Oh, that explains a lot, actually. That explains a ton.
Yeah. But before we get into our main topic, which we're going to talk about Boxing Day, but I have a classic segment for you, but with a twist.
Can I take a guess what this classic segment is?
Oh, sure you can, but I doubt you can figure it out.
Is it not Which Is Worse?
It is that one, but with a twist. Today we're going to play Which Is the Best.
Okay. Now you're finally getting into the Christmas cheer the day after Christmas. How great.
I know. I'm in good spirits, okay? So this is New Year's Eve themed, all right?
Okay.
And I looked up traditions all over the world, and And I'm going to give you 2 examples, and you tell me which one's the best.
Mm.
Okay? All right. So here's the first option. This occurs in Spain, Portugal, and some Latin American countries.
Mm-hmm.
At midnight, you have to eat 12 grapes or raisins. Or in Italy at midnight, you eat 12 spoonfuls of lentils. Which is the best?
Grapes?
You don't want 12 spoonfuls of lentils.
No. What? What?
Yep. Anyway, I think you chose the best one. All right. Now, I have one in Scotland. Okay. I have 2 different traditions in Scotland, and they occur over the course of a few days, I guess. But there's one tradition, I think it's called Hogmanay.
It's probably not.
Probably not. Hogmanay. I don't know. But there's this common tradition, and it starts on December 30th and goes through New Year's. And there's this one aspect of it called first footing, which means you need to be the first person to visit somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or there's another tradition called redding of the house, which is pretty much deep clean your entire house, especially the fireplace ashes, as like a symbol of getting rid of bad vibes. Which is the
I
best?
don't think they would have called them bad vibes, but sure. I don't know. I guess visiting, being the first to visit someone.
Okay.
Although you probably have to think you've got those guys who camp out. Like, remember those big time video game releases in the early 2000s where people would camp outside the like Best Buy or Walmart or something just to be the first to get their hands on it? Do you think people camp outside of like people's homes just as soon as midnight hits, just a ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, and they open
I'd be
the
like,
door.
Carl, I told you 7 a.m.
No, Betty was out here and she said she was going to be here at 6, and I had to beat her.
Dang it, Carl, I want to sleep.
Shut up and Happy New Year.
It's not very happy for me right now.
Good night.
Oh, gosh.
Sweet
I like
dreams.
to believe. This is my worst nightmare. Oh, gosh. Yeah, first footing sounds like the best tradition.
I mean, it's either that or clean. And
Yeah.
Cleaning's not very fun.
What you need to do is the people who like the first footing tradition need to be the ones visiting the deep clean people because that works, you know?
It's fair.
All right, I've got another one for you. Okay. These don't necessarily fit perfectly together, but, you know, it is what it is. In the Philippines, there's a tradition with children that they tell kids at midnight, jump as high as you can in order to grow taller in the new year.
Okay.
Or in Brazil, you can wear white and jump in the sea, and you need to jump over 7 waves for good luck. Which is the best?
The Philippines, where you jump the highest, mainly because I am terrified of submerging my face underwater, and I already don't have good leg strength, so there's no possible way I'm gonna jump over 7 waves.
I don't know. Depending on the time, like, you know, you could be in the shallow waters. You don't
like 3:42 a.m. or something, 3:42 p.m.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the time on that. Yeah, surely it doesn't have to be at midnight. You could do it earlier in the day.
Or later.
Yeah.
Depending on when you feel like doing it.
Okay, I've got another one for you. In Mexico, Uh, some people like to walk around with an empty suitcase for good luck, or sometimes they'll just put it in the middle of the room and they'll walk laps around it.
All right.
Okay, so that's one. Or you can be in Cuba where they symbolically toss out all the bad energy or negativity from the previous year um, by throwing a bucket of water out the door.
Heck yeah. That's so much
Yeah,
better because
that
at the
is pretty
same
great.
at the same point you might be watering your grass. Although here's the question. I don't know the
Hmm.
infrastructure of Cuba very well, but some apartment complexes the door opens into a hallway.
Oh,
So would you have to go downstairs to the entrance of the whole building and throw a bucket of water out? But then you're like going to be standing in a queue, just a line of people with buckets of water, all taking
or
turns to throw it out the front door.
maybe it's like those classic like fireman type things where everybody has a bucket and they pass it down the line.
That one dude's getting away at getting rid of a lot of negative energy for him, and everyone else is just like, pass my luck on to you.
They're like, "Hey, this is Margaret's bucket of of bad energy water. This is Philip's bad energy water." All right, and here's my final one. Okay, I picked these because they're just wildly different, and
Mhm.
just one has a lot more effort than the other.
Yes.
Okay, so in Germany, this used to be a tradition where they would divine the future by heating lead and then dropping the lead in cold water to see what form the lead would take. So if it turned into a ball, that meant you would have good luck. They don't use lead anymore. There's kits that you can use to drop tin in water.
I'm glad they're not
Yeah, but
using
that's
lead anymore, considering it's not a sustainable element to be dealing with.
no. Okay, so that's one. Or you can be like in Russia, um, where I mean, most of the day is spent contemplating what happened the previous year. But at midnight, there's 12 seconds of silence, and you make a wish.
Is it 1 second for every month?
I think so. That must be why it's 12 seconds.
I think it's more fun with the more work of getting the ball of tin, superheating it, then dropping it into water is a lot more fun than
Darn it. We can't let there be 12 seconds of
there.
silence,
All
Matthew.
right, I've made my
Okay, he's
wish.
back. I I don't know. I just love the the complete opposite amount of effort in these two traditions. Germany Germans going all out, and then Russia's like silence.
I mean, it's it's Germany. They're born workhorses. Everything
Yeah.
is done with mechanical um, specificity. It's just like, if you break the rules, why did you break the rules? That's so weird. And it's like, why
Yeah.
are you following the rules? That's more weird.
I, I'm curious. What tradition does your family do for New Year's?
Well, considering the fact that I've been away from my family the last couple years on New Year's Eve, I don't have a tradition other than I sit alone in my apartment and I hit midnight and then I go, all right, I'm going to bed now.
Let me rephrase that. When you were a kid, not completely alone, what was your family's tradition for New Year's?
We would shoot off fireworks at my grandparents' place out in the country.
Nice.
Yep.
We my family we're good old Baptist, so they would buy sparkling grape juice
Heck yeah.
and we would toast the new year with the sparkling grape juice, and then when we were kids and we lived out in middle of nowhere with like nobody nearby, we would go outside and yell Happy New Year, and then we'd go back inside and go to bed.
I was at a I was with a friend one time, and they brought a bunch of Martinelli sparkling whatever, and I played a 3-hour game of Phase 10,
Oh,
and I won, and I was so exhausted after the game because we had so many people playing. It took it I it felt like it took 3 hours. I don't know if it actually did,
oh
but
my
it was
gosh.
so long. And then I went home to be alone and go to sleep with no
Oh,
one else.
oh,
But we are not here to talk about those terrible memories.
right.
Instead, we are going to talk about the wonderful holiday that is not widely celebrated. And what we would like to do is we would like to bring awareness to this wonderful holiday called Boxing Day. And so let us
Yeah.
begin this discussion by cueing the music. So, Nathan,
Yeah.
as an American, Boxing Day is an unknown entity to me.
Me too. It really could signify a lot of different things.
Indeed. So, what we're going to do is we're going to try to cover as many different boxing traditions to try to figure out what is real for Boxing Day. And I would like to start off with a game of my own called Who Said It?
Okay.
So, I have a list of quotes from famous boxers.
Okay. Makes sense for Boxing Day.
Indeed. And I'm just going to go down the line and I'm just going to ask a simple question. Who said it?
Okay.
So we'll start off with the first one. A true champion can adapt to anything, and a true champion will fight through anything. Who said this? Was it Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, or Floyd Mayweather Jr.?
Let's go with Floyd Mayweather.
Ooh, good job.
Ah,
First one is a good one.
nice.
All right. Next up. Friendship is the hardest thing in the world to explain. It's not something you learn in school, but if you haven't learned the meaning of friendship, you really haven't learned anything.
Okay.
Which famous boxer said this? Was it Manny Pacquiao, Muhammad Ali, or Jake Paul?
Oh, Manny Pet. Repeat the quote again.
Okay. Friendship is the hardest thing in the world to explain. It's not something you learn in school, but if you haven't learned the meaning of friendship, you really haven't learned anything.
Is it Jake Paul?
It's Muhammad Ali.
Darn it. Okay.
All right. The next one. This is a pretty easy one. You should be able to figure this one out. It's pretty famous. Men's boxer briefs have a variety of classic plaids and mixed tartans and are colors at random. Boxer shorts can be worn at the home leisure, lounge, beach, and sports, which is comfortable, versatile, and fashionable. Wear them under casual pants, jeans, or wear it alone. So who said this? Was it Jupiter's Secret men's boxers underwear 100% cotton woven boxers for men pack boxer shorts assorted colors 6-pack? Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather Jr.?
Could you repeat for me?
Yeah, excuse me, this is serious.
Right.
Men's boxer briefs Men's boxer briefs have a variety of classic plaids and mixed tartans and colors are random. Boxer shorts men can be worn for home, leisure, lounge, beach, and sports, which is comfortable, versatile, and fashionable. Wear
Uh-huh.
them under casual pants, jeans, or wear it alone.
This does sound like classic Mike Tyson, but I think it's the first option.
You think it's a Jupiter Secret men's boxers underwear, 100% cotton woven boxers for men, boxer pack shorts, assorted color six pack?
Yeah, it's definitely got to be everything you just said.
Yeah, well, that's correct.
Yay,
Crazy.
I got it.
All right. Next up.
Uh-huh.
Fear is the greatest obstacle to
Wait.
learning. Fear is the greatest obstacle to learning, but fear is your best friend. Fear is like fire. If you learn to control it, you let it work for you. If you don't learn to control it, it'll destroy you and everything around you.
Hmm.
Was that Mike Tyson, Manny Pacquiao, or Muhammad Ali?
Manny Pacquiao.
Wrong. That's Mike Tyson
Darn. Okay.
from his book Undisputed Truth.
Rats. Okay, I'm 2 for 2.
Ugh. No, you are 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Here we go. Bark, bark, bark. Woof, woof, bark, bark. Was that Floyd Mayweather Jr., Jake
Mm-hmm.
Paul, or the local boxer dog around the corner of my apartment?
Uh, classic Jake Paul quote, but I think it's the boxer dog around the corner of your apartment.
Oh, well, you are correct. Good job. Good job.
Yes.
All right, this is the last one.
All right.
All those who are around me are the bridge to my success, so they are all important. Is that Jake Paul, Muhammad Ali, or Manny Pacquiao?
All right. There's got to be one Jake Paul one. I keep saying Jake Paul for all of them. I'm gonna say Jake Paul again.
Incorrect. That's Manny Pacquiao.
Gosh darn it!
Nathan, I gotta say, you underperformed this time.
I mean, half and half, 3 and 3. It's a
You
tied
normally
game.
miss. You normally miss of like just one or two. So this was a rough one.
I guess just like I know nothing about Boxing Day, so I know nothing about boxers.
It's true. However, you did figure out the quote from Jupiter Secret men's boxer underwear, 100% woven boxers, men pack boxers, shorts, assorted color six pack. You did know that one
I
pretty
mean,
well.
well that's because it's like a classic quote. I just had you repeat it because like it's just simple, like it's like poetry when you hear it.
It really is. It
Yeah,
really is. Much like the item descriptions in like a Dark Souls, you won't really know the lore of boxer briefs until you read the package descriptions.
absolutely. Yeah. Oh gosh.
But then that brings up the question, Nathan, who is your favorite boxer?
Um, Probably Mike Tyson because he's kind of entertaining. But see,
Mm.
I only know him from stuff on TV, like the Mike Tyson solves mysteries cartoon, like
Yeah,
that
I've heard of that
classic
one.
thing. Yeah, and he's been in other stuff.
He has.
He's pretty cool.
Uh, I've never been into fighting sports, so I have no idea who my favorite boxer would be. But I do know it's not Jake Paul.
Oh, thank goodness. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we need to do better. We need to get into boxing or UFC. Maybe that's what we should do.
I don't know, man. That Joe Rogan guy seems a bit too weird for me.
You know, there. One of my deepest regrets I've had in life was last year when I didn't go to my local bar where they had midget wrestling. One of my biggest regrets.
There's no
You
way
know,
that's true.
there is a way that is true.
Wow.
They even had little mini luchadors going to be there, dude. I should have gone.
Yeah, we need to hide their identity. It's not like they stick out in a crowd, mainly because you wouldn't be able to see them.
It was like, I don't know. It was going to be like Mexico versus America. It was going to be great.
I'm sure it
Maybe
was,
some other time I can go.
it's almost like that time you could have gone and seen Norm Macdonald when he performed at the Windstar Casino Hotel.
Yeah, I mean, they're not exactly in the same category, but sure, sort of. That's probably my really biggest regret.
Uh, Anyways, we're not here. We're not a downer podcast, though. We've already done enough of that. Now, Nathan, again, Boxing Day, sports is a huge part of it. Not just do
Of
we have
course.
a fighting profession that is named after this holiday, but we also have a sports league that plays games on this holiday, and that is the English Premier League. Every year, we will have teams that play on Boxing Day. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to start the part of our podcast where we talk about the matchups for this year's Boxing Day lineup. And first is going to be
Oh
Man City and
God.
Everton. Nathan, who do you think's going to win?
Well, first of all, perhaps we should go back a step because all you have said is this is the English Premier League, um, and we have a lot of Americans who listen to us.
That's true.
What the heck is a Premier League? What sport is this? Is this like professional debating? Is this like tea brewing? What English sport are you talking about?
Well, Nathan, I'm very glad you asked. As a matter of fact, the English Premier League is the top soccer league for you Americans, the top football league in the country of England. Now, the Premier League actually started in 1992, but it was a rebranded league from the Football League that has been going on since way before the 1900s. As a matter
Where
of
did I
fact,
put my pencil? Oh, here it is. There's so much paperwork I have to. You'd think running a special organization focused on using dreams and espionage to try to get what you want, things would be a little bit easier, but no, you have to do a lot of paperwork. It just makes me think, oh, Matthew's talking about soccer again, isn't he? When that boy just starts talking about it, there's no stopping him. I'll need to rearrange some things in order to get him to stop. So we can go on with getting the artifact, which we'll get around to eventually. We just gotta buy some time. And right now, I've gotta buy some time so that I make sure Nathan doesn't quit the podcast with him. So, yeah, that should do it. He should be getting to the end of his conversation soon.
bringing us to this point, this is how we have gotten to the English Premier League as we
Just stop. Just stop. We've been here for hours. I don't care. I don't care anymore. All of my both of my legs have fallen asleep. My feet are asleep. Like I'm almost asleep. I can't handle it anymore. Just
Hey,
stop.
fine. All right, then what do you want to talk about? Jeez.
I mean, weren't you going to say that we were going to talk about which teams we're thinking of winning?
Well, apparently now, I guess not. We shouldn't
Oh,
talk
right.
about this at all.
Let me just shake out my legs to wake them up.
All right, everybody. We're gonna do our New Year's thing. Every year we add something new, and today we're gonna do in the middle of an episode some New Year's calisthenics. So everybody stand up.
Uh-huh.
If you're
Stand up.
driving in a car, make sure you pull over to the side of the road before you begin. All right, now
Yep.
everybody.
Hey, you in the back. We see you. I mean, well, we don't really. But stand up.
Just kidding. That's not what we're going to do. We are going to talk about, though, sports being played on holidays. Now,
Yeah.
there's a reason we have holidays. It's so that we don't work.
Right.
And yet, these athletes go to work every holiday. And
They
I don't
do.
think that's fair. But Nathan, you think differently.
Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely believe with all my heart that having games on holidays like Thanksgiving or Christmas is absolutely great. Whether that's the NBA games on Christmas Day or football games on Thanksgiving, there's nothing better than ignoring my wife and kids so I can watch the big game. Um, there's
Wow.
nothing quite like it.
Wow. So,
Guys, that's a joke. I don't have a wife and kids to ignore yet.
ladies,
Hey, ladies, would you like to be ignored by me on holidays? I'm available.
um, so Nathan, here's the deal.
Uh-huh.
There is a man. His name is Tony Romo.
Okay.
Tony Romo played for the Dallas Cowboys from 2003 to 2016. The Dallas Cowboys play on Thanksgiving. They've done this for decades. It
Right.
is one of the big family traditions for lots of people around the United States to watch the Dallas Cowboys Thanksgiving game. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to take this moment to apologize that as a true Cowboys fan, I just assumed the Cowboys were the greatest, and I am here to admit my mistake. I'm here to admit that since the Cowboys are now out of the playoffs, that I can just enjoy not watching football again and not thinking maybe they have a chance, maybe they can squeeze in. Oh, it's not happening. They suck this year. And the Detroit Lions actually started the Thanksgiving tradition all the way back in the 1930s, and it wasn't until the 60s that the Cowboys started playing football on Thanksgiving. So I'd like to apologize for that. Please direct any nasty, ugly emails to me. Nathan, of course, is not a sports boy, so he doesn't know this. So thank you for listening, and please enjoy the rest of the episode. The thing is, Tony Romo played for the Cowboys for 13 years, which means he probably had Thanksgiving traditions with his family. He probably loved to be around family that he hadn't seen in a while. But for 13 years, he never enjoyed a family Thanksgiving.
I mean, we don't know that, dude. Maybe they had Thanksgiving the day after or the day before.
No one does. That's
they
illegal.
Do. My family,
that's illegal.
Dude, well then call my family outlaws because they did it this year.
I can't believe that. That's criminal.
Come from a long line of renegades.
You can't celebrate a holiday on a different day.
You can. There's no law against it.
There should be. I mean, we've got the 10 Commandments: do not lie, do not steal, do not celebrate holidays after the holiday.
Yeah, classic.
So I just want to point it out, though, that this man has been just neglected. He's neglected his family for 13 years. And then the last few years, he's been a commentator, which means he still travels and avoids his family so that he can talk about a football game. He's not playing it, he's now talking about it. And if there's a way that says I hate families, it's number one, it's the NFL. They hate families because they break them up on very important holidays. And number two, the men who continue to, put their bodies on the line and risk injury just so a few 100 million people can be entertained. Like, I think that's modern day gladiatorial combat, and I don't know if I can stand for that, especially on a day where you're supposed to be thankful for what you have.
Right. Well, if you can't stand for it, can you at least sit for it?
I mean, I normally do. The games are pretty fun to watch, but I can't. No more. This is the year that I change.
Okay.
I think.
Good for you. Very, very good character development.
Indeed. But I mean, it's not just Thanksgiving. You have the Boxing Day games. And then here's the thing. You have games that are happening this Boxing Day on December 26th. But you know what else, Nathan?
Huh.
You have Boxing Day games on December 27th.
Oh, they go further?
Yes, they celebrate Boxing Day a day late. So not even the British can get this down. It's not just a terrible thing that's happening in America. Now it's a global epidemic of not people not understanding when holidays start and end. It's crazy.
It definitely sounds like a global epidemic of global proportions.
So then, Nathan, here's the question.
Yeah.
Why should we continue this horrible tradition?
Of what? What's the horrible tradition?
Sports
Athletes
on
playing on
holidays.
holidays? Oh, I don't know, man. When else are they going to play? You know?
No.
Matthew, let's think about it this way. If they play on holidays, that's a day when most people are off work. It's like the perfect day for them to chill and watch a game guilt-free. You know, I don't have to like ask off for my job or whatever because it's a holiday. I already have the day off usually, you know,
Mm-hmm.
unless I work at a hospital or am a police officer or firefighter, you know, one of those jobs. Um, so it's a perfect day. It's a perfect time to have a holiday. I mean, a perfect time to have a game.
I would agree it's a perfect time to have a holiday, but they're ripping these hardworking men away from their families just for the rest of the world to be entertained.
And women. Wait, do women leagues play on those days?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because I thought you were going to say that these games pull men away from their families to, on holidays. So I was going to be like, well, we got to include women on that too. Maybe they're pulled away to watch the games as well.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't, I don't know. I don't know. Do women enjoy sports? I don't know. I see
Sometimes.
them as sideline reporters and analysts, but do they really enjoy their jobs, or is it just like it's like that guy going into Chick-fil-A at 5 a.m. It's like, yeah, it's I got to make a living somehow, and they have a journalist degree, and they got turned down from all those respectable journals places like the New York Times or the Washington Post, and they're like, the only job available is ESPN or CBS Sports, and it's like, I gotta make a living somehow.
Do you know what you sound like right now?
Huh?
You sound like the sports equivalent of the guy who sees a girl wearing like a Nirvana t-shirt or, you know, an ACDC t-shirt and is like, oh, you're a fan of that band? Name 5 of their songs. Like that's what you sound like right now. Like, oh, you're a reporter for sports? Name 5 players of the sport you report on. You know, like that's that's how you sound right now.
Hey, man. I gotta set the record straight. Kate Abdu, or now Kate, she has a different name now because she got married. She's a reporter for the American viewing of the Champions League.
Yeah.
She's absolutely wonderful at her job. Mina Kimes for ESPN working on NFL. She's absolutely wonderful. I don't actually think that was a joke. I'm not a
Like,
horrible person, I
I
think.
love all the female sports reporter ladies.
I
They're
love
great.
women in sports.
Put them together and that's the perfect girl.
Who's the greatest female basketball player? It's Caitlin Clark. Wait, is it? I don't know. That's
I don't
just the
know
name I
either.
know because I don't watch women's basketball. But women in sports, woo!
That's just great. Yeah. I don't know, man. Look, if your family, here, look, definitive word. If this is your family tradition to sit around and watch watch a game, you do you. You know, like the important thing is that you're with your family or whatever. And just try not to feel guilty that these players are away from their families. Their true family is the team they play on. Always remember that.
I can't, man. I look at them like I see those dog shelter commercials. I see those men playing on holidays, and I just have the same pity in my heart of like, if only they had a family they could go home to.
That song kicks in your head, in the arms of the angel. I do okay, other than you ruining it just now, I do unironically love that song. It's one of my favorites.
It's so depressing. It's so sad.
It is so sad.
Do you
She's
play
just
it?
in that dark hotel room?
Do you listen to it or like, my day's going too well, I need to be sad for some reason?
I do have a ballad playlist on Spotify, and it's in there along with like My Heart Will Go On from Celine Dion, and I think I'll Always Love You, by Whitney Houston.
That's beautiful.
They're great.
That's beautiful. Rest in peace, Celine Dion.
No, I think she's alive. It's Whitney Houston who's dead.
I just, in case something weird happens in the next few weeks, I just want to...
Bro, you're like freaking me out. I'm Googling Celine Dion is dead? Celine Dion is alive. Oh, thank goodness. Dude, Bing is great because it puts it in all caps, like not all caps, but like bold. Celine Dion is alive.
Wow, you just outed yourself that you're a Bing user.
I mean, on my laptop, yes. I don't want to download Google. I don't want to download Chrome on it.
You run Microsoft Edge to use our recording software?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why there's a slight delay in everything, because it's an inferior product to Google Chrome.
You're an inferior product compared to Google Chrome. Okay, there is an article that said Celine Dion nearly died amid a battle with stiff person syndrome. What? What is stiff person syndrome?
All right, I have no idea.
Sorry, folks. Today's episode is about looking up what the heck stiff person syndrome is. It's a rare autoimmune disorder that causes muscle stiffness, spasms, and other symptoms.
Rare, complex, and progressive neurological disorder that affects the central nervous system.
Oh my gosh, some people have other symptoms like an unsteady gait, double vision, or slurred speech. That's the worst thing for Celine Dion to have. I think she's maybe better now. It happened 2 years ago.
I mean, have you seen her perform in the last 2 years?
No, I haven't.
Questions are raised.
Let's see.
Gosh, this is going to go down as like, see, look at these conservatives and their misinformation putting all this garbage out there on the internet.
It's okay, dude. In February and January, she has 2 concerts coming up.
Okay, then yeah, she's fine.
And she sings in Vegas, I think.
I've never wanted to go to Vegas.
Well, I've never wanted to ask you to go to Vegas.
Great. Anyways, Boxing Day.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's what we're talking about this episode.
Now, in order to cap off our discussion, very, very heavy quotations of discussion on Boxing Day, why not talk about, the star of the show itself, Celine Dion? No, I'm just kidding. Boxes.
Yeah, boxes. What's your favorite box, Matthew?
I enjoy the shoebox because it's so versatile to where it can be used as a Christmas present and it can be used as something to store, and you don't have to worry about trying to, fold all the flaps down because it's made to fold and open up with ease.
Yeah. Um, Clarification though, you just give shoe boxes as a present?
No.
Because that's what you said. You were like, they're great to give as presents. So you just give empty shoe boxes to people?
I mean, like to reuse as like a box for a Christmas present. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yes, no, I don't just I don't go like I bought a pair of Brooks walking shoes a couple months ago, and I kept
Yeah.
the box, and I'm like, I'm gonna gift this wonderful box to someone. And then there's like, oh, Brooks. I was like, guess again. And they open up. It's
It's
like, where's the gift? I was
empty.
like, that's the box.
It's a box.
I had a Christmas party for my youth group,
Yeah.
and we were gonna do a gift exchange. And in the gift exchange, I told the students, I was like, I want you to bring something that is $10 or less, but I don't want anything useful. I just want, something that you wouldn't feel bad if someone were to like give to someone else or whatever. Just, just a joke.
Yeah.
And I had a middle school boy walk up to me and goes, "Can I just give a box?"
Hmm.
And I was like, "No, you can't just give a box because then that's just mean."
Yeah.
I was like, that literally is trash, and I want it a step above trash. He goes,
I mean,
"Okay, I'll find something. Would you would you like to know what he brought?"
what did he bring?
He brought two old socks, a piece of paper,
Uh huh.
and two doggy cookies.
This sounds like it sounds like the worst rendition of the nativity ever. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like a kid's idea of what the three wise men brought to Jesus.
Hey Jesus, I brought you some socks. Socks won't be invented for the next I don't know how many 100 years, but here you go.
You keep your feet warm. You keep your feet
Whoa!
warm. Gosh,
Feet
you know what my
worms.
favorite?
That's new fear unlocked.
Feet worms. I love them.
Ugh,
I think
gross.
I've, I think I've found my favorite type of box. I've been kind of looking it up a
Mm.
little bit. I like hat boxes, bro.
Hat boxes are fun.
They're circular. You can stack them. They're circular. Some are like vintage. You know, they're really cool.
I like one of my favorite things. The beauty of capitalism has given us something that is called the shopping mall. And
Yeah.
one of the staples in shopping malls, in America at least, is a business called Lids. And Lids is a place that just sells hats.
Right.
But you know what else they sell?
What else?
They sell carrying cases for hats. So that you can put your hat inside and dust won't collect on it. They sell you hat boxes.
Well, that's useful if I had a bunch of hats.
I have a bunch of hats. I just throw them in my closet on the top shelf, and just don't think about, oh, what if it gets dust on it? It's a hat. It's
Yeah.
Who cares? I'm gonna wear it. I can like dust it, shake it a little bit, get most of that dust off, and it's fine.
You know, real talk right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got Boxing Day wrong.
What do you mean?
Okay, so like when I was looking up hat boxes, I also typed in like best boxes for Boxing Day, and
Mm-hmm.
like it was kind of weird because all it showed was like one of those emojis with its eyebrow raised,
Mm-hmm.
like huge. That's all that filled my screen. And then Bing was like, "What the heck are you talking about?" I think I think talking about boxes and stuff was. I'm gonna look up what Boxing Day really is.
Okay.
Uh, okay, I'm on pioneerwoman.com. Yeah, we got it wrong. She said, this Michaela Bond lady said that for those of us that live in the United States or don't celebrate Christmas, Boxing Day probably brings to mind the latest UFC fight or arm day at the gym. And she said it's not about that. So, dude, we wasted like so much time talking about boxers at the beginning. Like your game made no sense.
But
Oh,
my Jupiter
gosh.
boxers.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's not about that either. They said nothing about underwear.
What?
Dude, this holiday celebrated mostly like the United Kingdom and Canada. Other Commonwealth countries celebrate it. Bro, you
then
don't
what
have
the
to
heck
dress
is
up in.
it?
Dude, I don't know. You don't have to dress up in silky red shirts and leather gloves. It has nothing to do with boxing. Like, this is the second time she said this. Okay. All right. The Oxford English Dictionary traces its earliest appearance in print to 1833 England when Queen Victoria was on the throne. Bro, these are just basically holiday bonuses. Like, the lords would box up money, gifts, and Christmas leftovers and give them to their employees.
Wait.
Oh, wait, there's another idea.
What?
Or it could be the church during Advent season would put out alms boxes. So parishioners would make monetary contributions, and then the church would give out on December 26th, which is also the feast of St. Stephen.
So, Boxing Day is about giving again?
Wait, I got another one. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, it could also tie in, you know, that song, Good King Wenceslas looked down on the feast of Stephen. They say it could go back to him, the Duke of Bohemia, Wenceslas, because he saw a poor man working in a snowstorm, and so he gathered extra food and wine, trekked through the storm, and delivered it to the man's door.
Nathan, are you telling me
We are
for
idiots.
about 40-ish minutes we talked about nothing that had to do with the actual holiday?
Yeah, like this is probably the worst episode we've ever done. We are going to get canceled. We're going to get
Nathan,
canceled by foreigners. I mean,
we didn't
internationals.
we never stayed on topic with our actual things that we discussed, but the topic itself wasn't even on topic.
I mean, we got to put out something. Like, I mean, I know this is like wasted time or whatever. I don't know. Maybe like we'll have a robot voice say, you know, we really know what the holiday is. We're just having fun. You know, something like that.
I mean,
Like,
I'll
like maybe
see
like
what I can do. I
like
don't
a
know
disclaimer at the beginning. I don't know. Or at the end. Like we just say, hey, we're just pretending to be idiots. We really do know what Boxing Day is.
I mean, there's probably some AI program we can use that might help. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Let's try to get back into it. Here we go.
Okay.
Right, so,
what other type of boxes do you like, Matthew?
You know, Nathan, I think this is probably we've talked about a lot of nonsensical things, and I mean, this is the time where we tell everybody, yeah, this is all just a big joke. We really do know what Boxing Day is.
Right. Oh, of course.
It's kind of hard to talk about, you know, giving, because there's so many different theories to like how Boxing Day started.
Some people are selfish and don't like to give anything at all, and we understand that.
So for this Boxing Day, we like to give you absurdity.
Yeah, that's it. It was just a big old joke, and our editor will cut out everything that was said unnecessarily.
You know what? Let's just go ahead and ring in the Boxing Day cheer as we cue the music. Well, folks, This is the part of the episode where we talk about all our social media and everything. But I just want to remind you, we totally knew what Boxing Day was.
Yeah,
This is
definitely.
all a planned joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Enjoy the laughs,
Right.
enjoy the sarcasm, and the fact that Celine Dion is still alive.
There's always something to be thankful for.
Exactly. And there's always a reason to give. And what you can do is you can give us the gift of your social media interaction by following us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube. And Nathan, isn't there something else that we have?
We do have an email. It's absurdargumentsforyou@gmail.com. That's absurdarguments, the letter 4, the number u @gmail.com.
Yes, and as we go off into the Boxing Day sunset and we conclude our time here, do you have any final Boxing Day thoughts, of which we totally know what that was?
Of course, you know, it's that classic phrase that you tell people on Boxing Day. Hey, stay frosty.
Do people say that?
Yeah, they greet each other in the streets and they say, hey man, stay frosty.
That doesn't sound like a very Boxing Day
I
thing.
mean,
Like,
it's wintertime. Of course, they're like, hey, stay
that's
frosty.
true. That's true. Anyways,
You know?
thank you so much for listening to this Boxing Day extravaganza. And thank you for listening to Absurd Arguments. And we will see y'all in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye, and stay frosty.